Let's take a look at graphing these different graphs. These are the basic ones I usually show in all my algebra classes. Now the first one is y is equal to x. Well, our y equals is above our F1, and to get to that we press our diamond, the green button. So diamond F1, I'll bring up that. Now I'm going to press clear to clear out whatever's in that line. And then I'll press my X key, and then I'll push my graph button. Of course, I'm mixing this up with TI-3, TI-4. The graph is right here above my F3. So if I do diamond F3, then that'll give me my graph. Well, let's take a look at y is equal to x squared. I'm going to do my diamond F1 to go back to my y equal y1. I'm going to press clear to clear out whatever's in that line. And then I want to do my X key, and you always do a power with a caret. So I do caret 2, and then a graph. So I'll do diamond F3. And there's our x squared. Now let's look at y is equal to x to the third. I'm going to go back to my y equals. So I'll do diamond F1. I'll press clear. And I'll do x caret 3. And then I'm going to go to my graph. So do diamond F3. And there's my graph. Well, let's look at y is equal to x to the 1/2. So I'm going to go back to my y equals, do diamond F1. I'll press clear. And whenever in your calculator you have more than a single number or a single x in your exponent, you have to put parentheses around it. So to put in x to the 1/2, I'm going to do my X key, caret, and then beginning parentheses, 1 divided by 2, closing parentheses, and then I'll graph it. So do diamond F3. And there's our y is equal to, y is equal to x to the 1/2. Now if I go back to the y equals, do diamond F1, you'll notice that it has it in a nice format up here. And then if I just press enter on that, it would take it down to here, and I can just modify it however I want. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do the next one. Square root of x. Over here, see above your multiplication is the square root symbol. And to get to that, we press our second button. Well, I'm going to clear out that line first. And then I'll do second, and then my x, or my multiplication, I should say. And that'll put the square root at the beginning parentheses. I'll put the x in, and then I'll put closing parentheses. Now I want a graph, so I'll do diamond F3. Now that gives us the same graph as x to the 1/2, which it should do the same. They are the same. Let's look at the cube root of x. Well, the cube root of x is the same as x to the 1/3 power. Whatever number's in your little slot there, that's called your index. In this case 3, and that goes in your denominator when you write it in rational exponent form or fractional power form. Well, this is the same as the one we just did. X to 1/3. I go back to my y equals, diamond F1, clear, and I'll do the X key, caret, beginning parentheses, 1 divided by 3, closing parentheses, and graph. So I'll do diamond F3. And there's our y is equal to x to the 1/3. Well, let's look at x to the 1/4. This is kind of the same idea. That's the fourth root of x. I go back to my y equals, diamond F1, do a clear, I do my X key, caret, beginning parentheses, 1 divided by 4, closing parentheses, and then I do my diamond F3 to graph. And that's our fourth root of x. Let's look at the absolute value of x. So I go back to my y equals, diamond F1, I'll clear out that line, and now to get to the absolute value, down here, see above your 5, there's a math. If I do second 5, it'll bring up my math menu. And I can do a down arrow to go through the different choices. There's number, angle, list. If I go back to number and do a right arrow key, it'll bring up another menu. And you see this exact, and the second one here is absolute value. So I'll choose that, press enter on that. And then do my X key, do my closing parentheses, and I'll graph it. So do diamond F3. And that's my absolute value of x. Now, if I go back to my y equals, I do diamond F1, you'll see it actually has the nice view right there. Well, let's put our last one in, this fraction here. And I could care less about the fraction. I'm trying to demonstrate what do you do if you got more than a single number or single x in the top or bottom of your fraction. The key is you put parentheses around top and or bottom. Well, I'm going to go to my, I'm going to add my y equals, press clear. I'm going to do a beginning parentheses, x plus 3, closing parentheses. I put parentheses around the top part, divided by, and then put parentheses on the bottom part. So beginning parentheses, x minus 1, closing parentheses, and then graph. So do diamond F3. Now that vertical line shouldn't be there. That's a flaw with the calculator. So anytime you see a vertical line on your calculator, that's not actually part of your graph for anything you'd run across in algebra. So anyway, that demonstrates all of our basic graphs.